to just have these conversations about health. My name is Dr. Lewis Muchile Obunde, son of the soil, straight from Ebuhando. Yeah? Welcome on board to yet another exciting live or show on Health and Wellness Sport. YouTube platform is Health and Wellness Sport. And tonight, we want to fix or fill in the dots. We want to understand where we went south. We want to know where the rain started beating us. Realize this. Somebody forwarded to me a video of the famous show of Lynn Ngugi. And that video was talking about traditional foods and the foods that were actually brought here. And I know from that video, of course, most of you are so upset that corn or maize is actually a food that came from the West. And I've always told you that most of you defend things that you don't even have the basis of. For example, that ugali. Number two, most times when you're talking about issues to do with African religion and all that, we are so quick to become angry at some things that we don't even know. Right? We are quick to drop our own cultures and adapt other cultures. And even up to now, there are people who will still believe, imagine the same gospel that I preach here every day, there's somebody somewhere who will still ignore this information, and when it comes from a white person, they will believe. That is how our minds were colonized so badly, and we are always there. That the only reason why most people are following me is because they relate. There are people who actually just want to follow me because this is an African brother, and he understands our diets better than the West, and possibly is the bold one here, because most people are cowards, and they will want to run behind the guidelines. So to you, if I make sense, it's amazing. If I don't make sense again, well, wait for the white man to do that for you. But the same information that is being preached here, all of you know of Dr. Beg has been preaching most of this information all through, right? Most of you know these people. They've been preaching all this information. But you can imagine, you criticize it here only to accept it from there. Then I start asking, who bewitched you? So this information is here. We are here to fix us. We are here to fix this nation and the African generation at large. And the reason why we're doing that is not because we want to be famous, no. It's because we understand where we went wrong. We have actually done this. Our research has been so clear. We read, we ask, we interview, we have this conversation with the elderly, and we understand where it went wrong. So if you sit with your grandfather, he will tell you things that you will be so surprised. All right? So it's not like it's supposed to shock you now that you are now only realizing that ugali was actually a meal for the slaves. All right? And if, of course, from the genetics of the Luya people, they must have been the biggest slaves. So you understand. So again, people came in, brought in their culture, we adapted it, both religion, trade. Some of the things were healthy for us to keep us in check. Some of them were a total mess. And one of the things that was actually a total mess is these guidelines for foods. You remember in 1977 when the nutrition guidelines came in through South Africa. And I don't know what happens with South Africa. South Africa is actually the country that actually is so messed up. It's actually the leading country in terms of the umbrella, is the leading country in terms of chaos, people playing victims all over. And I don't know what is happening in South Africa. And they're the ones who actually, these dietary modifications or guidelines in 1977, they were introduced to South Africa. So now we adapted the American way of eating, and look at us now. We are suffering from conditions that are so reversible. America has 40% of its general population as obese. Can you imagine that? So much chaos in America, they are faking things and all that, faking even deaths. And now they can actually have the moral authority to dictate to you what you should eat. They come here, they take the arms, they introduce cassava to you. Now you are loyal servant to cassava. Now you're wondering where you're getting all these thyroid problems. They came here, they took your sorghum and your millet, and now they introduced to you the corn, because corn is easy to process. You see that? And then now you become a ugali addict. These are foods that were fed to the slaves to just fill up their stomachs. They are called bulk calories, empty calories. They are fed to the slaves so that they can actually perform. Once the stomach is full, of course, an African man, you can easily control them through food, through a stomach. All right? And then all these problems came in, and now the big farmer is reaping so big from the African people. So it's up to you to choose which farmer you want to serve. You want to choose the big farmer or the farmer that you are and you can become. So tonight's live, we'll try to fix those dots and see where we actually went wrong. And once we get that, it is easier for us to become who we actually are. This issue of actually pegging ourselves from the West every single time, our syllabus is actually an adaptation from the West. So what happened to us? What happened to us that you can actually look at our local brew and say, you know what, chang'aa, yeah, pana, chang'aa is dirty. And then we go and take the same chang'aa in a bottle. You call it now wines and spirits. What happened to you? That you can actually plant your own coffee. Instead of making those roasted coffee and just brewing your own coffee, you decide to sell your coffee to the West. It's processed, comes back without any nutritional value. And now you drink it and you become an addict. Now you start blaming coffee when what you're drinking is not coffee. Some of you cannot promote coffee businesses here in Kenya. They go and buy Nescafe. But they cannot promote the local farmer here. Some of the local farmers actually they are full of nonsense. They will decide to sell this because they are hoping that they actually make money from it, only to come back and buy the same coffee in supermarkets very expensively. You see what happens to milk? You sell your milk to the companies, they come and pick it, and they save you some few coins here and there. They actually bargain for fair prices. You give them milk maybe at a liter of 18 shillings. Then they go and process it, add in the ingredients and all that. They remove the cream. Now they sell the cream to you. They sell butter to you. They sell ghee to you. And then they sell you the waste product of the milk. And they label it pasteurized milk, lactose-free milk. And you become so addicted to it. And now you're wondering, where am I getting all these skin conditions? Why is my gut rumbling every single time? Another good example I want to show you. You see, anytime you eat a meal now, and then you have a rumbling stomach, or you have a diarrhea in the next 1 hour, what are you quick to blame? That kibanda that you ate the githeri in. So you walk into a kibanda, and in the next 1 hour, you're having rumbling stomach. And now you start saying, you're cursing that kibanda. I cannot go back there. I cannot eat here. These people are dirty. I cannot eat this mtura. But let me shock you. You see, there's something called incubation period. Incubation period is a period where you get infected by that microorganism. Now, it will take some time to conquer your immune system. So before you get the symptoms, it has actually started conquering you and is actually overwhelming your immune system. Now you start getting the symptoms. So by the time you're getting that fever, that mosquito did not bite you today. The time you're getting that diarrhea, that dysentery, that microorganism, whether amoeba, protozoa, or bacteria, did not infest you today. It didn't infect you today. Have something called incubation period. It has to take about 10 to 14 days or so. So when you're getting a diarrhea, look back 2 weeks. Possibly you went and ate into a 5-star hotel for that matter. And now you're blaming the kibanda. Now you avoid the kibanda and go use so much money in a 5-star hotel to eat the same meal. And you're thinking you've actually achieved. You've achieved when you're still consuming the same seed oil. The only difference is now the chef has actually dressed in a gown. So he looks very professional, and they have some badges. And then on your plate, they put some serviettes, and they've arranged useless spoons and forks for no good reason. And now you forget eating with your hand. Oh, you know what? Here some of you don't even know how to eat using those forks, but you will struggle with the fork to just prove a point. Some of you walk into a restaurant, and the only meal that you know here is actually chips and chicken. But because you want to look high class, you want to choose the meal that you've never eaten. Ladies, this is for you. You want to run away from poverty by choosing the meal that you've never eaten. So you will even order a snack without even knowing. You just want to taste this new food so that you actually go and brag. And most of you, anytime you're walking into a restaurant, the first thing you're doing is removing a camera. Did the phone come to eat? Simu imekuja kukula. What is with the cameras? What happened to interactions? Now that all interactions have to be food, what happened to now, even with the meal now? All cameras are on. We walk into a restaurant and already your phone is on. I'm like, hey. Allow me to take my black coffee in peace, boy. While you're taking photos, you're already thinking how to edit those photos to even look more, and then send it to your media platforms to actually hoodwink or trap more people. Because you're using me as a stepping stone to get your Mr. Man, right? You're not interested in my conversation at all. For you, it's just food, which is not food. It's just products. And the photos. And the weak males are there being told, hey, put a picture, hey, put a picture. Hey, okay, babe, face him. You're taking our lady's photos. And she posts, and everybody's like, where is this? Where is this? And she says it. The one who took her for the meal has no credit. Aye. Things men go through. Hey. So I always say this, that the naivety in us as Africans, the naivety in those third world countries is exactly what is actually saving them. Did you know that? The only reason why we live longer possibly than the whites or some of these people who are just obese is because we are lucky. We are lucky that by the time these problems are getting to us, oh, you ask a guy in Kibera to actually take a vaccine and then tell him this vaccine you're only paying 100 shillings. So this guy has to compete between the vaccine, buying the vaccine for 100 shillings or buying a meal. That's a whole meal for the family in Kibera, 100 shillings. And you're telling this guy to go and buy a vaccine for 100 shillings. This guy's like, nah. The only problem is, in those areas, there's a lot of churches. So many churches there. So this 100 shillings has to be divided until they give some tithe in these 100 shillings. So now you're like, ay, bro. The same churches that actually came in by the Portuguese, the missionaries. Same religion that actually was brought in by missionaries. Traders who came in and brought in all these things. So now we actually lost who we are and adapted to them. Are you seeing what I'm saying? We're already there. We're already talking about it. If you're not getting it, please, next live. This is a reality check and you have to wake up. And if you can bring your feelings, well done. Bring your feelings. We will bring them down and send them to Friday, on Identity Fridays. But the truth is this. Most of the things that we actually adapted, be it diets, be it the law system, legal system, be it the nutrition system and the medical system, all of these things are adapted. What happened to our medical system? The herbs. What happened to our nutrition systems? Going to the farms. Now we have to order food. Nowadays, even Glovo brings food to your doorstep. There's somebody with a bike riding food all the way to the streets, and there's no jam. You can't be late. No. Glovo is bringing food through, or Uber Eats. No. Now they have bikes. You can never get late. And now your only solace is just food. Food, Monday to Monday. Shall we ever learn? And then now we have an app called _My_Dawa. After eating that food from Uber Eats or from Glovo, now you order on _My_Dawa. They bring you medications. Now there's a supplement outlet just at your doorstep. Just the same way there's a liquor store and a mini pharmacy. There's a chemist, there's a liquor store, and now there's a supplement company. I want you to take a test. You see, I've served a lot of people. Somebody comes with a lot of supplements on my table. I'm like, what are these supplements for? Oh, CoQ10, oh, vitamin D3 supplement plus K2, oh, potassium, whatever. I'm like, hey, okay, what are these for? Okay, then they explain it. They even labeled the things. Mikebe zimeandikwa numbers. Oh, you know this number 1, I was told number 1 is for this. Oh, you know this is for this. Oh, you know this. I'm like, okay. Relax. Why do you need all these supplements? Are you not eating food? Why the supplements? Don't you know that the best supplement is actually food? So why are you having all these supplements? And people buy supplements very expensively. 23,000 of a pack of supplements. And then you don't get better. You will never go back blaming those guys. Because if you go back, they'll tell you, oh, apana, see, take another one. But you never talk about it. But wait until you try to fast and you see some dizziness. You're so quick to hand. Hey, daktari, fasting mimi siwezi. Yeah. But you're the one who is using supplements that are very expensive. Are you not the one? My eye nane. Itaninonesha. But you're already obese. So what is happening? It's not the eggs. You just started eating eggs 2 weeks ago. I feel like vomiting, nausea. But you've been having it all through. The reflux has been there every time. You've been snoring, right? So now it's the eggs. Who bewitched us? You see why we went south? So the food industry, what it does, simply comes and picks in the raw materials from here, from our farmers, goes and processes them, removes the fiber, removes the nutrients and minerals, and then puts them aside. Look at how they expand their businesses. They remove every single thing from these foods, and then they bring you starch. They add in more sugar to keep you more addicted. They add in preservatives so they can actually stay longer on the shelves. And then they put it in a very sweet looking package. And then they present it to you on supermarket shelves. And who are you? The brighter it looks, the better for you, right? Marketing strategies. And then they put in an advert. They invest heavily in advertising. Have you seen advertisements from Coca-Cola? Have you seen advertisements from Guinness? They invest in so heavily in these advertisements. Why? Because they know emotional marketing. They are not interested in selling the product. No, they sell emotions. That's why we have the red and white colors. We have children playing, right? They're running and then they drink some soda. That's why we have some sportsman running and then scoring a goal and then drinks milk. And then you want to be a sportsman, right? You want to be fit like that guy. Oh, that's why a dentist will come in. A dentist will come in with a white coat, and then tells you, oh, you know what? This one is approved by doctors. Dentists approve this. Which dentist? Yeah, and now what they do, they push these products into the dental offices. So every dental unit has these products. So how will you win this battle? You can't until somebody opens up your head. But you must be willing to allow your head to be opened. You must be willing. Trust me, any product that is coming from the industries. There's a lady who does this content on TikTok about food industries. She's actually worked there and she has actually come out of there and just telling you. You see a sausage and you're thinking, oh, this is actually pork. This is actually beef. This is chicken. But that is actually wheat. You just didn't know, right? Oh, we eat 2 sausages in the morning because it's a healthy breakfast. That is wheat. So when you say avoid wheat, you're like, oh, so it's just chapatis and mandazis. That one I can do, but I do 2 sausages. I'm like, yeah, okay. You do 2 what? Wheat plus monosodium glutamate, MSG. Problems. So when shall we ever learn? When shall we ever open our heads to new information? The problem is when you put it in a book, an African can never read that book. I'm glad that people on my platforms are actually opening up their heads and every morning they're actually trying to do an hour of a chapter a day. It is a difficult thing to do, just like cold showers. It's very difficult to do a chapter a day. Read a chapter a day. When was the last time you read a book? When was the last time you read a book? You as a person, when was the last time you read a book? Any book, leave alone medical books. When was the last time? And you're thinking these books that we are putting here, these medical books, are actually so difficult. They are designed for doctors, not you. So you've handed your power to the doctors just because they've read a book. Did you know you can actually read these books and become a better doctor? When was the last time you took a book that is actually in the medical syllabus and just read it through? When? Just one chapter. Even when you have arthritis, have you ever read about arthritis in any medical book and just see how they are? When was the last time you read a book? You have diabetes for how many years again? When was the last time you read deeply about diabetes? When was the last time you asked a doctor about questions to do with diabetes? Now you're waking up because I'm actually opening up your head and now the gap is closing. So some of these doctors will just run away from those consultation rooms. Watawachi hizo rooms. Maswali zako ni mingi. Daktari, hey. You'll even be surprised that old mzee in that consultation room can actually run. With them, anatoa tu miwani ya kuachia hapo. Oh, kumbe unaonanga. So this guy sees. Kuachia hizo miwani hapo, you can consult yourself. So you're actually a better doctor because the body speaks to you. And God designed pain and fevers, these symptoms that you see. God designed them perfectly to become a voice to you. So your body speaks to you through those symptoms. It is a voice that you need to listen to. Listen to those voices. When you get that pain, stop complaining and running to look for medication to heal the pain because you are focusing on the symptom. You're actually suppressing the voice of the body. So stop suppressing the voice of the body. Alright? So where we went wrong is just us. The only problem is, you see, as a third world country, they labeled us that way. Anyway, I tend to believe we are first world in terms of dietary conditions and dietary influence and all that, and natural foods and organic foods. We are first world. Yes, raw materials, right? Because raw materials are actually what makes them a first world. So imagine somebody comes here to pick raw materials, makes a product, and then you label them first class. Oh, these guys are so advanced technologically. But but you're not eating anything. You're not eating anything. You are a first world. You're handing them raw materials. And without us, they can't survive. You know that? Without us. We are not fighting them, but we're saying the truth. Without Africans, without our soils, Without our raw materials, they cannot survive. They can't. So in cotton plantations, in wheat plantations, in corn plantations, the slaves that were working there are the ones who were actually being fed with this corn. And I was so interested when she said that actually corn was being fed, is actually up to now, it's being fed in Mexico and USA. It's actually food for livestock. And that's why those companies that make seed oils, those companies that make seed oils, the vegetable oils, are the companies that make animal feeds. Do you ever ask yourself why? They make soap, they make seed oils, and then they make animal feeds. So you think they have just expanded? They don't waste anything. Go to 𝗑𝗧𝗏 and see that company. You will see, just look at the products of that company in 𝗑𝗧𝗏 that makes that seed oil that comes from maize. What do they make? They have biscuits, they have margarine, they have seed oils, and then they have animal feeds. They have also soap. So the things that are supposed to lubricate machines and vehicles, automobiles, are the things that you're putting in your plates. How did seed oils come into your plate? They were not there. Yes, they have wheat because they have biscuits. I've seen that. So how did you lose your track? And now you became so dependent of the other people, and you lost your track totally. Like they took away your DNA totally, and you defend them, but you cannot defend your soils. You defend them to a level that they can actually come here and tell you this is the fertilizer that is fit for your soil. And you admitted to it and you accepted that. Look at that. Look how we went south. And look at it this way. Kikuyu people in Kenya, Kikuyu people, the lovers of waru. Kikuyu people, in every plate of a Kikuyu, there must be some waru. The Irish potatoes. Even the name tells you it's not a Kikuyu potato. It is an Irish potato. When did you become an Irish? So every plate has to have an Irish potato. Then you are told that an Irish potato helps you in digestion. So in your githeri, Irish potato. In your meat, Irish potato. Hey. And when Egerton University produces a study that says Irish potatoes that are coming from Nyandarua that are planted on large scale are actually problematic because they are sprayed with herbicides and pesticides, you guys ignore that study totally. Oh, this one, because it was done by an African. But wait until they come here and then shoot that research, and you will follow faithfully, right? See, they do the same thing on Nat Geo. Somebody comes here and just takes a camera and shoots ants, safari ants moving. He follows them and look at you in a hotel, glued to the TV, looking at safari ants. When you can actually go to, a nature park. You can simply go to Karura and see safari ants moving. So they took your brain or something. And the only problem we have is victimhood. We are constantly playing victims. Oh, we are this because of colonialism. Oh, we are this because the whites are this. Oh, we are poor because they are rich. Oh, hey. We are first world because we provide raw materials. Can you start thinking in that direction? We have livestock here that we feed them on grass. Look at Maasai, it's very lean because they eat animal fats. When you walk to a Maasai area and you tell them, you know what, guys, I've come to visit you guys. Before you even shoot those content that you do, nowadays on TikTok, everybody is shooting content with the 𝗪𝗪𝗪 tribe in Tanzania. But you're not interested in how these people are living. You're interested in actually making more views from these videos. Go to the Maasais and see. The moment you just assimilate with them and you decide, you know what, I'm eating a meal with you guys, they will serve you with a cup of sheep tail fat to clean your system first before you eat any meat. They'll give you that sheep tail fat or the beef fat in a cup. They tell you, piga hii kwanza. Pap. The moment you do that, they tell you, hey, be prepared. In the next 20 minutes, you're going to run to the bush. Because the diarrhea that is coming there, they know you're eating crap. So you piga that, pap. It opens up your intestines. You diarrhea your lungs out. And then you come back now, they can feed you meat. So Kikuyu sat near the colonials. They sat near these white people, and they adapted a lot of things from these white people. Of course, that's why most of them think so faster. They adapted a lot of things from these people. But one of the things that they adapted that is a mess is waru. My Kikuyu people, can we say enough to warus? They are not our foods. They are not. So how did we end up there? So we'll talk about that today. And of course, let me say hi to some individuals here. Let me say hi to some individuals here. People are wondering, this guy is just ranting here. He's going to say hi to us. Come on, Daktari. Yeah, man. Imagine half an hour of ranting. Now I remember, I was supposed to say hi to these guys. I am evil. Bala. Wezi kusalimia hata. Wewe umeanza tu na kelele. Hai. Msichoke na mimi. Hello mwana FM. Masi Mhonje. Jambo sana, jambo sana. Jambo sana. Guys, did you know in Western chakula ya mia itakuwa. Don't ever make a mistake of going to a hotel in Western. Uambiwe chapati ni 30 bob. And then you order you order chapo mbili. This guy like, where is this one from? This one must be from Amujengo somewhere. You will suffocate. You will choke on chapatis. Mutodhia Dhiaka. Mutodhia Dhiaka. This one is a new one, right? Amazing. And he was the first one here. Niko tuned in hapa. What is in the building? Amazing, brother. Thank you so much, man. Pirichu Ambu is in the building. Welcome, Daktari. I see Nzembe Queen. I see Memory Bilra. Jen Mwendo is in the building. Ken Katerima. Jay Opande. Anne Masharia. Rose Hilda Nasuna. Sarah Waryuki. Kariuki Nagi. Angie Karuna. Ward Abeno from Kibiria. Hey! Amazing. I see, who else is here? Wezi Mukandawire. Bube Agnes is in the building. Seske, Safi is in the building. Saravuma, Simati is in the building from County 001. Kate Nduta is here. Mukire is in the building. Waidira from Juja. Is it Waidira from Juja or Waidira from... Waidira. Juja South is represented. Adesua Irai. Zelia Sakala. Kevin Muliro. Amazing. Now YouTube meja. Kuna nini? Mogopa kula kon. Kevin Muliro is here. Alpha Bright Computers. Thank you so much, Alpha Bright Computers. It's amazing to always have you here. NBNPG. Mohammed Uwaria is in the building. Rose Mbevi. Abdumalik Ali. Hey. Tony Watene. Salome Washira. Melody Mudikwa. Salome Wanjiku is here also. Chito Sakala. And Deep View Land. Amazing. People on YouTube, thank you so much for joining in. On TikTok, of course, I have my people here. Muhonja is in the building. I see you, Muhonja. I see Nzelu. I see Nderitu Simon. Mson, I see you. I see Masi Cheupe. DMN, I see you. I see McKenna. Nderitu pia nakuona Oliver. I see who else is here. I see Liv G. Aye. On Facebook, Sue, Brian, Miremba, Oscar, Kipla. You people. Hey, Mugure Saiba. Davis Kirui. All of you are here. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. I wouldn't have forgotten that. And of course, Asip. Some of you on Friday are asking me, nini unakunywanga hapo daktari? Nini hiyo? It's just water and salt. Water and salt. Hi daktari, I'm breathing normal, bro. Amazing. Mezanic Kingdom. Thank you. Yufi also see you. Now listen. We are here to learn, right? And we are here to correct each other. And the only way to do this is to become so brutal with you so that you remember. All right? If we had a chance to whip you, we would do that. But we don't want to do that because we don't want to resent us. We want to actually appreciate this type of information and become better. All right? So don't grow some emotions. Sit back with a notebook, relax, understand, and then move. And then go and do a research on your own and become better. It's that simple. All right? So stop being a victim. The African mindset has actually been designed to be of the victimhood. We are always victims. We're always blaming something. We are blaming technology. We are blaming the white people. We are blaming colonialism. We are blaming governments and all that. What do you think your government can do? If you are the government, if you, let's say you wanted to vie for president, and then of course you get support from the West. Once you get that seat, what do you think you will do? You think you'll become better than any other president? You think now you'll become that guy who will follow all these things? And you say, no, there's no way, we have to change these things. You think you will? No, you can't. So why are you blaming the president? That is politics. It's a game, and you are not a player in that game. That means it is not your game. So learn to accept things and move on. If politics is not your game, leave it to the politicians. Because even if you blame them, what are you changing in your life by blaming people? What are you changing? Like right now, there's GMO. GMO was accepted in. Fertilizers were brought in even though they were fake. What have you done to actually make manure? You are there complaining, oh, fake fertilizer, oh, GMO seeds. But you, what are you doing? Have you ever preserved any seeds? Have you? Have you ever known even how to make manure? Do you even have a cow? Do you? So you're living in an urban setup, and the only thing that you have different is the internet. So you're always quick to just type, oh, GMO, hey, GMO this, GMO that. And you see the media is very much used to fuel your anger. The moment you have anger, you can't see the bigger picture. How is it? You can't. You're emotional. I mean, how can you see sense when you're emotional? You can't. That's why the mainstream media will put out a headline, a very big headline talking about how bad seed oils are. You remember the one that was caught in the coast the other day? So they'll put up a very big headline, and of course, because of your emotions, you run to it. Once you run to it, you're commenting emotionally. Later on, you realize, oh, it was a mess, it was a mistake. They don't apologize. They move on to the next mistake to actually lie to you again. And you'll never realize it. Why are you not realizing? Because of emotions. Emotions. You can't reason. You're always emotional. And you're quick to be heard. You're quick to type something so that people can actually hear you and side with you. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't. All right? So today I want you to ask me a question. That question shall be directed to the cause of diseases. For example, if you are a patient who has been diagnosed with arthritis, ask me, where do you think this arthritis is coming from? Ask me, where do you think this diabetes is coming from? So we want to see, and this is for the chronic people, chronic conditions. Don't ask me where brucellosis is coming from. I want you to ask me chronic conditions. All right? Once you ask me those chronic conditions, let's try and respond to each one of them, and let's just see where all these conditions are coming from. And you'll realize most of them are actually coming from the same house, your mouth. So garbage in, your body gives you garbage, and then you start complaining. HIV is not a chronic condition. HIV is not a chronic condition. It's not. It's not. At least AIDS can be classified as chronic, because now after HIV has actually conquered you, now AIDS comes in to actually clear you out. And AIDS is a syndrome, so it's a combination of multiple conditions, including TB. All right? So when will you stop playing a victim? As you ask those questions, let me ask you, when will you stop playing a victim? The reason why we are where we are right now is because we broke the rules. Your great-grandfather had a script, a blueprint, but you broke the rules. Now I want you to look at yourself. Every end of the month, you are buying this big shopping and sending it all the way to the village, because your mother cannot starve when you've worked so hard to buy seed oils, right? And then you send it a whole 10 liters of vegetable oils to your mother or your father in the village, so that she can enjoy this as you work harder the next month, as you enjoy the slavery, right? You're the one who sends sugar. Nowadays, in our villages, sugar is the measure of wealth. Kijana yangu ataniletea sukari. Bro, if only you knew the impact you've done to me. I am 92 and now 76 kgs. Where? Who is this? Who is that? Man, who is that? Kelly, can you kindly pin that again? Oh, he's Messianic Kingdom. Amazing, brother. Congratulations. Keep going, bro. 92 to 76, that's super big, man. Super big. Cheltu Dabaso in this building. Amazing. Brand Geke. Oh, man. Congratulations, Messianic. It's amazing. All right. So, we broke the rules. And the reason why we are where we are is because of our broken rules. It's us who broke the rules. What causes diabetes type 1? What is diabetes? Start by asking that question. Don't even ask the type of diabetes, because classifying diabetes is actually expanding the business for insulin therapy. Ask yourself, what is diabetes? It's a sugar disease, so you already have the answer. It's a sugar disease. Whether it's the genes that are messed up, whether it's the pancreas that is messed up, is always sugar. That's why it's diabetes. It has B inside it, so diabetes. Honey. When you call your husband honey, oh, babe, honey, 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 diabetes. High blood pressure. High blood pressure is narrowing of blood vessels, kidney struggles, all these things. Where are they coming from? Narrowing of blood vessels, atherosclerosis. A complication of what? Sugars. High sugars in the system. Kidney failure, a complication of what? High sugars in the system. Obesity, a complication of what? Carbohydrates. Where? Ulcers, what is ulcers, and is it chronic? Yes, we have chronic gastritis that causes ulcers. Gastritis is inflammation of the gut wall, right? So inflammation basically means swelling, pain, redness, and increase in temperature or fevers. So when you have that swelling and an inflamed gut, the gut wall is called basically the gastro. So gastritis means inflammation of the gut wall. So when you have an inflamed gut wall, chronic inflammation, prolonged inflammation for that matter, because of the food that you're eating and maybe infections, you will end up getting an ulcer. An ulcer is a wound. All right? Yes, an ulcer is a wound. So again, where is it coming from? 3 inflammatory foods that you know: sugar, wheat, seed oils, and then infections, and then medications. What about cayenne hibiscus? I've seen cayenne peppers, hibiscus being marketed everywhere for all these conditions. Let me tell you for free. Listen, you did not get medical conditions or you did not get obese because you're not eating cayenne pepper. No. Let's correct this nonsense, okay? Nobody gets obese because they are not eating cayenne pepper. And you're not eating enough cayenne pepper, so you ended up being obese. Nobody. So don't be lied to. And if you take this cayenne pepper every morning, you're going to lose weight. Or if you take this castor oil, you're going to lose the fibroids. Every single morning, a rabbit on your stomach, you're going to lose fibroids. Don't be lied to. You did not get them because you're not consuming those products. No. Ask yourself, why is it that they will tell you to take these products and they still teach you about healthy living? Why would they tell you to avoid wheat, seed oils, and wheat and sugars, and then tell you, oh, you know what? Now after doing that, you can take this cayenne pepper? Why? Why don't they just put you on cayenne pepper and lose weight? You become the first person who lost weight due to cayenne pepper. So the cayenne pepper just burned the fat. Where was the fat coming from in the first place? Now all of you are using cayenne pepper in your food. All of you are using hibiscus tea. All of you are using castor oil to rub on your stomach. Why? Hey. Remember how the food industry operated? They simply processed, they removed nutrients, minerals, and all this fiber, and they left you with this junk. They sold you the junk to get you into more conditions and mineral deficiencies, right? You consume that for 7 years, and then what happens? They come back with a supplement, just a different name. And you're thinking, oh, this supplement company is the best. But that is just part of the food industry. Why don't you get those supplements from food? Why don't you just eat food? The moment you start eating products, that's when you start getting into mineral deficiencies. Now you have to take a supplement, right? So the same people, they are so wise. They woke up earlier than you. Fibroids is an estrogen problem. Estrogen is an insulin problem. Insulin is a sugar problem. Diet. And then hormonal contraceptives coming in. What causes migraines? High estrogen levels, migraines. High blood pressure, migraines. Eye problems, migraines. All of them. Where? How do you heal hyperthyroidism? I put up videos about hyperthyroidism on YouTube. You can simply go and check that. Why do we get gallbladder sludge? Listen, gallbladder problems, crystallization of cholesterol. Remember, the gallbladder, its function is to concentrate bile. So bile comes from the liver into the gallbladder for concentration. Why are we concentrating it? Because we want it to actually help us to melt the fat in the small intestines. We also want it to melt the cholesterol because bile salts and bile is actually made up of cholesterol. All right? You remember when you're talking about bilirubin and we said some of the bilirubin is going to make the bile. So bile comes in, and also we have cholesterol as actually part of the bile. Now, for you to actually dissolve this cholesterol and make sure it doesn't solidify to form the gallbladder stones, you must concentrate the bile. So when you don't have a gallbladder problems, number one, you'll be unable to actually digest fats in the small intestine. Therefore, they'll put you on supplements for fat digestion your entire life. So before that doctor chops off your gallbladder, tell him, hey, you know what? Maybe one day I'll go and answer to God. Where did I take this capuch? You have yours, Daktari. Why are you chopping off mine? Things that you can actually reverse easily. Doc, is spicy food okay? Yes, spices are okay. Make sure they are organic. So if any case, plant your own. Don't trust anybody with spices. Plant your own. Doc, I'm struggling with heartburn. Heartburn, issues with the gut, a weak stomach acid. Concentrate the stomach acid. Number 1, start fasting. Number 2, high protein diet. Number 3, drop all inflammatory foods, alcohol, sugar, wheat, seed oils. And then don't drop these foods and expect that, oh, just because you drop them, tomorrow you're getting better. You'll have to take some time. Is OMAD good way to go? The best way to go is an OMAD. You are designed to eat 1 meal a day, not 3 meals a day. Yvonne is asking, is atelectasis reversible? Now, Yvonne, this platform is not a platform that brings in all these medical jargons. Now, I want you to put that statement in a language that anybody on this platform can understand. So when I'm addressing that, everybody else can actually understand. All right? That's the reason why I'm here. I'm not here to address medical jargons. I'm here to actually make sure I narrow the gap between the healthcare system and the general public. All right. Let's go back to the topic before I answer that. So I hope you can bring the... what causes varicose veins? Now, understand that valves that actually bring back blood are actually so weak. So blood is gorging into the veins. So your role is to actually strengthen these valves. If they have failed completely, they have to be replaced or they have to chop off that. But remember, your veins, anytime they're actually having a problem, they form new veins. Right? They form smaller veins to actually surpass the problem. But when you're having valve problems, valves, where did they start getting the problem? Inflammation. What caused the inflammation? You already have the answer. What is the right time to do an OBAD? Anytime from 2 p.m. all the way to the evening. So do it as you head to the sunset. I had a gallbladder removed. I want to live a healthy life now. I mean, pole for that. Pole for that. Pole. But by the way, did you know some of the gallstone problems in women, haswa, mostly women, gallbladder problems or gallstones are actually a product of high estrogen. Did you know that? Because estrogen causes crystallization of cholesterol. Now you have a stone that blocks the bile duct, that blocks the gallbladder, and now you have an inflamed gallbladder. Infections start coming in. Now they have to chop it off. Instead of telling you that your problem is actually high estrogen levels, bring it down. Look at women who are on hormonal contraceptives. Varicose veins are there. Clotting is there. The risk of thrombosis. They have problems with obesity, hypertension is there, mental health problems are there. And we talk about hormonal contraceptives every single time, but you people ignore that. Why? Because you want to actually enjoy sex without the consequences. You don't want to use condoms because you say, oh, you know what, condoms does not fit nyama kwa nyama, you know, hata sweetie ni nzuri bila karatasi. Huwezi kula na sweetie. Nowadays you scan a woman or a man. You have eyes that can actually scan HIV. The light green, you're like, this one I'm not leaving. I'd rather take P2 for this one. Now you're wondering, where did I get all these clothes? Good, Mokires has actually changed that. Lung collapse, is it reversible? The point is, which extent is the lung collapse at? Which extent? Realize this, Mukire, there is no condition that is not reversible, specifically chronic conditions, right? Unless they are at a very, very advanced stage. The reason why I'm saying that is because God designed this body to heal on its own. That's why we actually live life according to the 7 or 8 pillars of healthcare. We'll talk about them as we move forward. The reason why we talk about those pillars is because these pillars help your body to repair and rebuild. And in those pillars, you've actually dropped things that actually caused you the problems. So we are targeting the causes of problems. Once you withdraw the causes of problems, you allow the body to heal and rebuild. And you have your system back. Look at it this way. Anytime you cut your hand, you start bleeding. What does the body do? Quick response. Send the immune cells. Block that. Start forming a mesh. Form a clot. Block the bleeding. Very, very okay. Very, very okay. You go to the healing part. So the body is designed to do these things on its own. The only problem is we have actually messed up our body so bad that the body cannot actually fight back. Look at it this way. You see, anytime I tell people milk is for babies and calves, unless you take milk which is non-boiled, all right, and then you ferment it, and then, or rather just take milk that is not boiled. They actually come in bashing. But the truth is this: they complain about brucellosis. They complain about typhoid and all these conditions that are coming in with food, including H. pylori. But these are the same people who consume a lot of antacids. They consume a lot of products that have sugars. They consume alcohol. They smoke cigarettes. They are highly stressed. Every single day they are fighting a certain stress that is basically in the future or in their past. They are struggling with life and obesity. And these are the same people who will tell you that milk will actually bring them what? Brucellosis. Meat is going to bring them problems, toxins, and diseases. The truth is, God designed you so perfectly. Look, number one layer of immunity is your skin. Expose anything, you will get problems. So when you have boils, just know you're messing up your immune system. So the skin is the first layer. Second layer, in your mouth, you have microorganisms, you have the saliva and all that. Even in your eye, you have the tears. In your nose, you have those hairs. On your eyes, before anything comes in, you have these eyelashes. But most of you shave those eyelashes only to put on those things. Ladies, why do you do these things? You shave these eyelashes and and then you do just put on those things that are flying like crazy. You look like a grasshopper. Why would you shave the eyelashes only to put on new ones? Why do you do these things to yourself? Do you know these things are there for a reason? They're there for a reason. They are there to protect your eye. So there's always an immune system everywhere. Your ear, there's some wax in your ears. So before you get an ear problem, you've actually messed yourself so big. There's wax there. There's wax there. The gut, even if it passes through your mouth, goes into the stomach, there's a strong acid there to destroy the brucellosis, to destroy the typhoid, to destroy the cholera and the dysentery. But you wait until you weaken that acid in the stomach, now you get attacked by medical conditions or this bacteria, and then you blame the bacteria. You're getting a reflux every single time because you have a weak acid in the stomach, but instead of fixing that, you simply go and take an antacid to actually weaken the stomach acid even further. Now you're wondering, how is my reflux not going away? Somebody tells you, for you to concentrate stomach acid, eat 2 meals a day. Make sure there's a gap of 8 hours between your meals. Start fasting. You're saying, oh, fasting will actually aggravate my ulcers. So basically, you're defending the fact that you're eating every single time. But you've been eating every single time, and your ulcers are not going anywhere. So why are you not thinking? Did the white person come and take your brain also? You have it, but you're not using it. Common sense. You see that? So what medical syllabus and what doctors do to you people is so simple. They have been conditioned to condition you. That's the truth. I'm glad I was there, I know. Oh, meet me in 2016, I'll tell you the same things that people say every single time. Tell you, cholesterol is dangerous, you need to take a statin. You need to take a statin. Yeah. So look at it. So you are the one who is weakening the stomach acid. Hiyo chapati unakula, the chapatis that you eat, the chapos that you eat, the cooking oil that you're using, the sugars that you're consuming, that alcohol that you're leaving for the weekend, the vapes that you're actually smoking. These are the things that actually mess up your stomach environment. Once you mess up the stomach environment, anything that comes in with food finds you very vulnerable. You are under attack. Now you complain about the food. You complain about brucellosis. We cannot live life without brucella bacteria. They're always there. How is it possible that you're the only one who is actually getting those 21 injections every single time? Why are others not getting it? Start thinking, right? So the medical system actually came here to distract you from the reality, to teach you how to actually just reason and all these things in a way that will actually benefit the pharmaceutical companies. That's the intention. That's why they take the best. They pick the best, those who scored an A. I'm not a believer that somebody who scored an A is the best. I'm never a believer of that. I can wake up and read today, and tomorrow what I read came into the papers. You've seen these people, how they cram. People steal exams. You've seen how people write more Kenya in campuses, and then they come out here to actually dictate terms to you. And when they are seated there with a stethoscope on their neck, they are very confident. They are confident lying to you because they know you cannot tell them nothing because you already handed your power to them. Imagine your body speaks to you, gives you the symptoms, communicates to you, you ignore your body, and then next time you are suffering, now you carry the symptoms to go and tell the doctor. Your body speaks to you. That tells you you have some power. You actually have the power. So what makes you think a doctor will now is now having more power than you just because he went through a medical school? His role is actually well served when you hand over your power. He distracts you from common sense. That's why you're always asking for research. You become an intellect. And an intellect without common sense is just an educated fool. Which most of us are, right? We are always asking for, hey, what is your proof? What is your papers? What about? What if? What if? What is? What? Hey, what aboutism? What ifism? Whatever it is him. Go back to the roots. Common sense. You're born with common sense. You don't need research to prove common sense, do you? Yeah. Timadog pia wibe exams. Where? Ask me, my friend. We had a lady, I don't want to mention her name. We had a lady in my class. This lady had, we call it, is it a photographic, is it photographic memory or something? This lady can actually, let me not say it. Atajua. I will unfollow daktari. Watch to watch. There are people who are blessed. Somebody can just pop, quick, fast. And you see in campuses nowadays, even if you put those CCTVs in those exam rooms, you're not making sense. Ladies will come in mini dresses during exams. It is very cold in the morning, but ladies are putting on mini dress. You're wondering, even those who are putting on mini dress, I'm like, what is happening with this? So much distractions here. Kumbe, that mini dress is having a purpose. Ladies have new tattoos. What is, Mwakenya. A degree is just a community staff. A degree in medicine. You think you can do, somebody's doing 18 units every semester, and they still want to have the same fun as other people who are doing 6 units. Somebody's doing all these units, and then there are lab works that are supposed to be submitted. There's clinical work that is supposed to be done. This person is overwhelmed with all these things. And those 2 weeks of examination, this guy has exams from day 1 to day 14. And you have 3 exams today, and then you take about a week again, you have another 3 exams next week, split all over. So you have time to actually have fun, and then read on Monday, and Tuesday is an exam. This guy is doing exams every single day. And now you have oral papers, or something that was actually called negative marking. This guy is crazy, cramming every single thing. So you think he's there to actually understand anything. Now you wonder why they don't understand why fructose in fruits is actually dangerous. Because all of us, when we were studying biochemistry, we didn't care about fructose. No, we wanted to get a 50%. The pass is enough. You can even get a 49, and then of course the Senate will pull you up with like a 1%, and you just keep 50. You go and drink alcohol, and you say, hallelujah. His semester imeisha. Next. So we didn't care about the preclinical units. We wanted this biochemistry to disappear so that we can actually focus on serious things. Pharmacists want to focus on pharmaceutical chemistry. They want to focus on pharmaceutics. Doctors want to focus on surgery. You think they want to hear, it's biochemistry. At metabolism of glucose. Now here they are telling you, you need glucose to get energy. The same doctor who was taught biochemistry as an initial unit, and he was told that you can actually, gluconeogenesis, you can actually break down fat to get glucose. You can break down amino acids, which are proteins, to get glucose. The same doctor sat in a class to study gluconeogenesis and glycolysis, still comes in and maintains carbohydrates are energy-giving foods. Even in biochemistry, again, he studied that there's no deficiency condition for carbohydrates. Of course, he did not study that, but he didn't see any deficiency condition. All other foods, he saw the deficiency condition. He did not see any deficiency condition of carbohydrates. He wasn't even taught. But he'll tell you they are energy giving. If you don't eat, you'll faint. The same doctor. Daktari. Yani wewe difference yako na hawa watu wengine ni stethoscope tu. Wewe. So you people handed over your power to the doctor. Now the doctor can tell you to take 2 glasses of water 8 times a day, and you do it faithfully. You can see you're taking those 2 glasses and going to urinate after 30 minutes. But again, the same doctor comes and tells you, don't take salt. No. Salt will cause you an increase in blood pressure. Same doctor who studied that kidneys are the one who regulates salt balance. Same doctor. No wonder. I request them. Most of them I request them for interviews. They don't. They can't. They lie. Doctor, I like what you do. I like what you do. I tell them, doc, so you come and share your insights. They're like, doc, I am not that confident. I'm like, ushaanza kufeel unahanda na hata sija kuhanda. Relax, bro. Right? So we handed over our power to them. And that power was handed over by the need inside us for quick fixes. Need for quick fixes. So look at it this way. Who wants to get home and prepare sweet potatoes and meat and all that? All of us want to get home and soak Indomie in water and simply eat. All of us want to get home, and as we move along the way, we order either a meal or we simply take fast foods and we move. And apparently now we are so busy. People with laptops. I'm so busy, I can't sit down to eat a healthy meal. And then they go and take fruit puddings. And they eat and they move. And by the time they're taking that fruit pudding, they have snacked all over. Their handbags are full of chocolates. They have biscuits. They have taken soda here. You see that? And then the food company, the food industries, their shops are so bright. They have very good lighting. You just get in and you're just like, this chicken. Now they put that crunchy part on the chicken. You remove that crunchy part from that chicken and see if you'll eat that chicken. Just remove it and then give it some time to just cool. And then tell me if you'll eat that chicken. Oh, you'll not eat that chicken. Open up that soda and give it about 10 minutes to just rest. Let it just drop the sweat and then tell me if you drink that soda. You won't. So we drink poisons because we want to drink poisons and we want to defend poisons. But it's not our fault. It's the fault of the system that distracted us from realities. Right? That system distracted us from realities. And we've trusted that system for this long. We've ended up in these medical conditions, and now it's time for us to actually question that system. Oh, we don't fear. We will not fear. Please, don't fear. Before you walk out of that, don't start taking medications when you don't even know the condition you're taking medication for. Don't always know the diagnosis. It's your right. Doc, what's your take on chia seeds? What about chia seeds? What about chia seeds? What should be my take? What do you want me to explain about chia seeds? The same things that you see on Google, that chia seeds have these benefits, 30 benefits. Doctor, I lost a patient who was diagnosed with 𝗑𝗘𝗔𝗟𝗜𝗡 through a heart attack. Oh, pole for that, Mustafa. Yeah, it's so sad when you see people losing lives to heart attacks, strokes, kidney failures, and all that. That tells you, but by the time you're handling this patient, they've actually come a long way in terms of medications, different lies and all that. And it has taken them time for them to realize. Because most people, you go to hospital, you're treated for malaria, you go back. And you see, you go to hospital, you're done the full hemogram and all that, you're given antibiotics and told it's a blood infection. It's a blood infection, it's a blood infection. Sometimes you're told it's malaria and malaria is not there. And then they tell you, oh, it can be in the liver, so just take these ALs. You take those medications, the fever disappears, comes back again, you go back to another hospital, you take other medication, you get better, you keep going. You're overloading the liver, you're overloading the kidneys. By the time you're realizing that you're actually getting messed up, you've actually suffered. You've stayed in that hospital bed for a month, and now they're diagnosing you of cancer. You're like, cancer? Hey. And now nobody can explain where the cancer is coming from. Everybody's saying, you know what, this cancer is coming from the genes. And of course you will believe. On that bed, you just want quick fix. You just want to be saved. You just want to be saved. Doc, I wanted to hear your advice on family planning. Family planning, the best family planning way is semen retention. As a man, retain your semen or wear a condom. Or a woman is only pregnant, is only fertile about 3 to 6 days in a month. Avoid those days. If you're talking about me telling you about coils, contraceptives and all that, tawe. All right. Good. So, 1, the medical system survives on selling you fear. 1, survives on selling you fear. That's why they'll put it in the media. They will tell you, oh, you know what? There's a new pandemic that is coming in. And then they buy governments. They sponsor governments. So they buy governments, they buy ministries, and all that. They sponsor guidelines. And then they say, we've collaborated with the Ministry of Health from your country. They use very soft words. In collaboration with the Ministry of Health. And then, of course, your waziri stands and says, in collaboration with Chile Pharmaceuticals. Hey, you're like, hey, Chile Research Institute, in the United Kingdom. Hey, you're like, hey, by the way, in the UK, they must be very serious. They must be very serious. And then they tell you, oh, there's now a new flu that is coming in, and that flu has wiped people in Congo. Of course, people are dying in Congo without even the flu. But they tell you, people have died in Congo. From this flu. They have recorded already 2 deaths in Congo. The moment you hear deaths, you're like, yeah, okay. Oh, and then they put a disclaimer. They say those people who have chronic conditions are the ones who are most vulnerable. You're like, I have diabetes. Is that chronic? And then you come on live like this. I'm saying diabetes is a chronic condition. You're like, yeah. By then the government said, when you're holding that radio here, you see before that Patanisho show, there is an advertisement, right? From the courtesy of the Ministry of Health. Right? As you're driving in your car, Maina is telling you something. It's telling you, oh, you know what? That's how they capture your attention. Then you walk at home at 7. You're there, seated there, trying to eat dinner, and the TV is on. And of course, your favorite anchor comes in, and the headlines are death, disease, destruction, and all that. Because that's the headlines of news everywhere. He's not talking about death, he's talking about destruction. He's not talking about destruction, he's talking about disease. He's not talking about disease, talking about what? Nothing. Advertising something. And then when you see that, actually your eyes just tells you, hey, by then this one is a serious one. Look at that, you're like, ah! So these people are dying all over. And then you have to take sides now. And the government produces these guidelines. Eh? And then they threaten you, if you're not taking this vaccine, you'll not get a government job. You know, hey, kaedi na hiyo kazi. You will not get a government job. Eh? You're not fit for employment. Selling you fear. Once they sell you fear successfully, they have control because you've handed over your power. And once you hand over your power, you are easy to control. Right? You're easy to control. A new disease comes in and they tell you, you know what? If you don't follow the nutrition guidelines, you're going to suffer. These are the nutrition guidelines for this. You eat that. If you don't eat that, you're going to suffer from this condition and you're going to die. Eh? Hey, when you hear death, most of you fear dying. Even the saved ones, even those who are actually more religious than others, are afraid to die. So when they hear you're going to die, they're like, "Ay, mimi ziende mbinguni sai. I have to take some time here because this way life." That's the only time you say, "Oh, but Dr. Lei says we stay present. Uncle Chile says we stay present, right? Let me stay present. I don't want to die." But what happened? I thought heaven is a better place. So you don't want to go. I'll be quick, man. There are 144,000 people are almost full, so be faster to go. Si mbinguni tapewa mwili mpya. Why are you putting on a mask? Yeah? That is number. Then now the big pharma comes in, creeping. It has come in through the government, come in through the guidelines. Now it's coming in with a solution. We know there was this threat, but we have it under control. There's a company that is called WHO. Eh? You know that company called WHO? I don't know where its offices are, but you know that company called WHO? Eh? So who is the one that comes with these solutions? Eh? To who it might concern. It comes with the solutions and tells you, you know what, there's this company that has actually done more research on this and it has this solution. Who? When who says who, are we to not say who? When who says, we oblige, right? I mean, who is whoever who is? Say yes to who. Now we are here popping pills, every single day popping pills, vaccines, and then booster shots, and then left, right, and center, we are boosting vaccines, boosting. And then side effects come in. Where is who in terms of these side effects? Have you heard who talking about it? When the side effects are coming, they're coming to you. They're not coming to who. Who is there doing his thing with this company? Who receives funding from these companies, these pharmaceutical companies? So what do you expect? Who will come and tell you something best? But they always have the best products in the market. They always have the best techniques, the best research for the same diseases that come in different forms. So who has guidelines for diabetes? Who has the guidelines for hypertension? Who else has guidelines for cancer? Who else? We have to stop that, gentlemen. We have to. So now the big pharma comes in, and number one, they bring this new old syllabus, but the new old syllabus, new guidelines. Then vaccinate them. Once you vaccinate them, you weaken them. Once you weaken them, you have control over them. They'll come and buy more vaccines and more booster shots. And then keep masking their symptoms. Mask their symptoms and allow them to just suffer slowly. If their body speaks to them, tells them, hey, I have chest pains, give them something for the chest pains. If the body tells them, I have joint pains, give them something for the joint pains. Give them something for the headaches and migraines. No. Don't withdraw the contraceptive. No, just give them something for the headache. And we have this best product for headaches that are brought about by contraceptives. But don't withdraw the contraceptive. No, don't. Just give them something for the headache. Oh, they have hormonal imbalance. Add them more contraceptives, but do not withdraw the contraceptive. No, don't. I mean, it's protect them from getting pregnant. And then they tell our women, oh, you know what? The more you actually have control over birth now. You have taken control in your own hands. So you have weak men. Control is in your hands. We have given you this to actually control birth. But we know women don't have control over birth. But they lie to you, you know what? We are empowering you to have the power to choose when and how to have children. Now you're like, hey, by the way, by the way, I want to have children in a space of 5 years. so that I can actually work on my career, go to school and become this superwoman. You become that superwoman. Amazing. We clap for you. And then when you go back home, you fill your pillows with all these tears. And tomorrow you have to come and act like you're so bold, you're this strong woman again. So you're always acting. You're always acting. I have not even finished the issue about hormonal imbalances. There's somebody who's asking me, hey doc, what's for missing periods for 4 months? You see the mindset? You see the mindset? Hey, what's for the missing period? She's not interested in fixing what caused the missing period. No, she's interested in what is actually for this period. So please, doctor, give me a 3-month cycle of what contraceptives. I don't want to actually fix the problem. I want to fix this symptom here. I've lost my periods for 4 months. 4 months, I have not received my periods. I'm not concerned about what is causing this. No, I'm concerned about this period that I'm missing. So please give me something for these missing periods. Hey. Even if I talk about hormonal imbalance a whole year, they will never get it. They will never get it. They will still ask the same questions, even when you put in the work. Talked about estrogen dominance. You see, quick fixes, the need for quick fixes is actually bringing us more problems. The need for quick fixes is actually sending us to the symptom direction. Go and fix the symptoms. Nobody's talking about what is causing hormonal imbalance. I've talked about it multiple times. Even on this live, if you are wise, you will actually pick in the issue here. But they don't want to. They don't want to. Anyway, allow me to advertise my platforms. 1, Health and Wellness Sport. Health and Wellness Sport is a very, very interesting platform because it talks about health issues. And of course, don't come there with a weak heart. We will whip you so hard that you will start resenting us. And then we will whip you hard again on Fridays. So Health and Wellness Sport. Doc, you have a question on Facebook. Which question? Hey Doc, what is the cause of hemorrhoids and constipations? I've talked about hemorrhoids. Just dietary. It's strictly dietary. A gut problem. You can't put a finger on anything on gut problems. Achana ngano. Drop the wheat. Drop the seed oils. Please. And I've talked about, I think I have 4 videos on hemorrhoids. Very, very elaborated videos on hemorrhoids. So you can imagine me having information about hemorrhoids, and you who has a condition that is hemorrhoids, you don't even put in the work to actually understand that condition. Most times when somebody tells me that, I ask them, what do you think that condition is? What do you think constipation is? Imagine the one who is suffering from constipation does not understand constipation. But if I give them the medication, they will take the medication. So then I ask them, why are you taking medication? They don't know, because most people don't understand diseases. That's why I came up with this platform called Health and Wellness Sport, to actually break down medical conditions. Now your job is to simply go on Health and Wellness Sport and search any medical condition. I think in the last 3 years, I have tackled, I believe, 80% of the chronic conditions. So if you simply go on Health and Wellness Sport and type hemorrhoids, it will come. Type hormonal imbalance, it will come. Type hypertension, it will come. Type obesity, it will come. There is no way you're going to miss out on that. So do the work. Do the work. Don't rely on online consultation, because I'll need to ask you questions to actually ascertain what you're eating, how your gut behaves, medications, stress levels, and all that. So simply go and put in the work. All right? Yeah. So yes, Health and Wellness Sport on YouTube. Go there and subscribe. I think we are at 39,000, so go there and make it a little better. We also have another platform on YouTube that is called Uncle Chile. We run shows on Fridays that are Identity Fridays. The shows that actually help you fix your spiritual aspect of life and your anger, of course, the mental health issues. Things that can be fixed through spiritual aspects of life should be fixed on Fridays. All right? And then I have, the platform is called Uncle Chile, but the show is Identity Fridays. And then we have merchandise that we are actually selling to support the platform. We have roasted coffee, we have fermented cabbages, we have beef tallow and sheep tallow, we have activated charcoal, we have t-shirts, we have hoods, we have sweatshirts. All these things are available at Imenti House, shop number 60, second floor. Use the entrance that is opposite to Beba Beba. Go to the second floor, shop number 60. There's a gentleman there called Brian Omwenga. He will serve you diligently. All right? So all these products are there. And then we have online and physical consultations that we do. And these online and physical consultations, the online consultations happens literally every day except weekends. All right, so these platforms, so I do that. After my daily job, I come back and I try to fix medical conditions for people on online consultations. The contact for the office is 0707 07 47 22. So if you have any issue that you would like us to address and possibly have a consult with us, you can use that contact. Book an appointment and let's have that talk. Because at the end of the day, it's my time, so you're only paying for my time. You're not paying for the consultation. You're paying for my time, so I can give you the attention that you deserve. 0707 07 47 22. That is the office contact. Send our WhatsApp message to that contact. They will respond to you on how to book. We also have weight loss programs, and we just kicked out the 3 months weight loss program today. So we hope that it gets better. I will post an image of a gentleman who was in the one of the guys who was in the May platform. I'll post it on my socials tomorrow in the morning so that you can actually see how these things are happening. And congratulations to you, Mohammed, for changing your life for the better. Man, he looks a whole different person. So these things are actually very important. You can actually join in using the same contact. Book a slot. So every month we're doing a 3 months program, and then we alternate that with a 2 months program. 3 months and 2 months. 3 months and 2 months. So if you can join every month there's always a weight loss program. So you can't even, at this moment in time, you can't tell us, oh, you know, I'm unable to lose weight. No, you're not unable to lose weight. You just don't want to put in the work. All right. So those are the programs that are there. And then the online, the physical consultations, they happen in Nairobi. So we have our offices and our consultancy in Nairobi. You can actually come in, use the same contact to actually inquire for that. 0707 07 47 22. And you can refer people to us. You can come in and have a conversation with us. You can come to learn something from us. Let's get inspired together. I was also talking about the program that we're going to hold at the end of October. And yeah, it's subject for confirmation so that you guys can start actually making your payments for that. That program is going to happen at the end of October, if God gives us the grace. Of course, here we live in the present, but if we get to the end of October, it's always a good thing to do, and we hope we can actually do this. So we'll get to have a hike or a camp, let's call it a camp, right? The whole camp, which basically will have 2 days of one. The day one will be a camp, basically a hike and a bonfire and some meat. And then day two is actually going for nature walks and then having an identity show. That shall be amazing. If God gives me the grace to live that day, I'm going to give it my all right? So that we can actually introduce this concept to you, because my intention is, as we go forward, on Fridays shall be a whole fellowship, right? It shall not be a show like this, it shall be a whole fellowship, so that we change people's lives for the better. So we have 1 day for hosts, 1 day for Identity Fridays. We help you fix those issues, and that will happen at the end of October, right? So yeah, so of course we have so much time from now to October. If God gives us the grace, we will make sure we communicate every single detail on all my platforms, so that you can actually have your slot and we can actually have an amazing time. Amazing. Right, all right. Good. So let me tell you something. Where did we go wrong? We went wrong by lowering our immune system. Period. You went down by lowering the immune system, and you went down by trusting people over your own health. So, number one, first layer of immunity, your skin. Everything you apply on your skin, you mess up your immune system totally. The skin absorbs, the skin breathes, the skin excretes toxins. So anything you are applying on your skin, you are not only limiting the amount of excretion that is going to happen for toxins, you are also limiting the absorption. You actually, or encouraging absorption, because whatever you apply on the skin shall be absorbed, and that can actually cause you problem. I'm talking about body lotions. I'm talking about sunscreens. I'm talking about skin products for acne and all those things. They're coming in to actually mess you so bad, all right? And when they mess you so bad, you now start complaining when you've actually messed up the first barrier between you and the environment, the skin. Second layer, number two, is your hydrochloric acid in the stomach. So somebody lied to you that hyperacidity is a medical condition, that high acid, that concentrated acid is a problem to you. Yet, God put an acid in your stomach for a reason, to help you digest, to help you protect yourself from microorganisms that are coming in with water, air, and food, to also help you close up the sphincter so that food goes in one direction. But somebody lied to you that when you have a high acid, you are in a problematic state. You are a person who has a disease. Hyperacidity, unless it's actually coming from a tumor, it is not a medical condition. It's a lie. Therefore, don't take medications to neutralize stomach acid. Therefore, don't eat inflammatory foods that neutralize the stomach acid, because once you neutralize that stomach acid, you are exposing yourself to a reflux. You're also exposing yourself to indigestion and constipation and bloating and passing gas. There are people who look very, very beautiful, but when they pass gas, Hey, hey, hey. Women who look very attractive, but wait and you know this guy. Hey, madam. Hey, madam. What are you eating? Wacha tukunywe maji. Somebody told me most, not all, but most beautiful women. Most beautiful women, they can traumatize you with that. Hey, don't dare share a duvet like, hey, tawe. You rather run for the kienyeji that are eating dumas and all that. They have a fixed gut a little bit. These ones in town who are putting up every single thing on their bodies and you have not handled the wig, because the wig has its own issues. So possibly in Nairobi, she forgot to carry an umbrella, and then the weather surprised her. And now, hey, she's busy. You know how they, ladies, what is this? What is that? Hey. So we've not won that battle. We are now coming to this other battle. But I just gave you fatty meat. Why are you passing all these serious gas, madam? What is happening? So, so when you mess up that stomach acid, those are the things that you expect. And then, of course, mental health problems goes. Mental health problems are gut problems. Right? Yes, we agree. Because this highly depends on this. And number two, skin problem. So when you have skin problems and you're going to apply a skin product, you're going to take a supplement for the skin, you're wasting time. Because the truth is, when you see the skin, this is a symptom of how your gut is. So stop asking me which is the best gel for acne. Ask me which are the best foods for my gut, so that the secondary agent, which is the skin, survives. So you see, when you protect this HCl here, when you make it so concentrated, you're also protecting the skin, which is another barrier or another immune layer. You see that? So when you talk about fixing the gut, we are actually telling you fix from the mouth all the way to the exit. And we're also saying let the exit be the exit. Don't use the exit for entrance. Some of you have hemorrhoids because of anal sex. Have you ever seen those people who work in a hospital? You see, when you're putting the paracetamol suppositories in a child's rectum, the moment you push that suppository and you release, the suppository comes out so fast. You see that? So who told you? Imagine it's resisting a medication. So who told you? Wachana nayo. Kama ushiki, wachana nayo. Ilifai kupite. Wachana nayo iende. So let the exit remain an exit. It was designed for exit. Hii si ile ati tokea ile mlango uliingia nayo, hapana. Hii mlango ni ya kutoka na ni ya kutoka. Wacha nayo. Wacha. The third layer is your at the forex. We are not talking about forex. Take out of forex was the emotions. Waseme hata we are going back to seed oils. We thought you actually we had just started using ghee. Now we are going back to seed oils. It's like they are doing it for me. Kwendeni. Nenda ukule ghee, bro. So stop Symptom. Anyway, the liver. Now the liver also depends on the stomach. So that this tube here, that 10-meter tube, very important. Because anything you're eating has to go through the liver. If you're eating toxins and poisons, the liver is actually struggling. If you're eating too much carbohydrates, you are going to have a fatty liver. Those fruits and honey that you're consuming as natural sugars, the liver is struggling. The medications that you're taking, the liver is struggling. Because the role of the liver is to metabolize anything that comes in orally. So you see where the problem comes in. So that liver has to be protected, because that liver is the one that produces the immune systems. Produces the proteins that are actually used to form the immune cells. The liver is the one that cleans up the system. So protect it so that it protects you. And the only way to protect it is to stop eating crap. How can you be drinking alcohol when you know alcohol is going to actually strain your liver? How? And then, so look at these. These are the innate ways of healing. Your skin, an immune system. Your hydrochloric acid, an immune system. Your liver, an immune system. The lymphatic system that also helps you absorb fats in the small intestines, an immune system. So whether you bypass the skin, you get into the stomach, you'll be destroyed. You bypass the stomach, you get into the immune system, into the bloodstream, the lymphatic system picks you up. Before you even get to the lymphatic system, you have to go through the liver. The liver has to destroy you. And then, of course, in the gut, we have the microbiome. In the blood vessels, we have microbiome. Those microbiomes are there to balance the ratio between good and bad bacteria. So that's part of your immune system. So they compete with nutrition, with oxygen with the bad bacteria. That's how they destroy them. So when you start protecting all these things, you protect your gut microbiome or your blood microbiome, you protect your lymphatic system, you protect the liver, you protect the gut, you protect the skin. How can you have medical conditions? How can they give you medications? How? There's a guy here saying, Wahura Sam, supplements available, check profile. You see? You see? That's what they do all the time. They think that every platform is supposed to market their supplements. And the truth is, if you take those supplements, I can assure you this for free. Let me tell you this for free. And Sam, you're here. Let me. I want you to actually come on board and tell us what is, if you're designed, if you're told to take between food and supplements, which one will you go for? I want you to tell us those supplements that are actually telling us that they're actually going to help people. I want you to tell them here, because I'm giving you this one to actually come and market. You came into market, so I want to understand, how do supplements come in to actually help people who are not eating, who are actually eating real food? All right, I want you to tell me that. If you answer me that, oh, I will sing supplements every Monday to Monday. I will sing them, but I need to be convinced. Just the same way these people here want to be convinced. They've been taking supplements for years, and nothing is happening. Right? Nothing is happening. So you must convince us that these supplements are actually going to help. How are they going to change somebody's life? Let's say I'm eating sugars. How are they going to change me? How are they going to change the sugar in my stores? How are they going to change me? How will they burn fat? So that I can actually trust your supplement industry. Right? We have to put this nonsense to a stop. We have to. Because people are deceiving people, and it's not the right way. You tell people that supplements are secondary to healthy living. They are secondary. Supplements are actually secondary to healthy living. It's good to supplement, and the reason why we supplement is because we've messed up our guts. We cannot absorb nutrients. We cannot digest food, so therefore we're not getting nutrition from the food. Therefore, we need to supplement. Tell people that supplements are coming in initially as you're trying to fix the gut, as you're trying to eat healthy initially. Just like drugs, they can be initial therapy, and then when somebody just adapts this healthy lifestyle, they are gone. But if you want to put people on supplements Monday to Monday, I'm like, aye. So you want to tell me that somebody who has arthritis and they proceed to take either cayenne pepper or they proceed to take something that is for arthritis, a supplement for arthritis, they are going to get better because the supplement is actually fixing where arthritis is coming from? Tell me, convince me on that one. Convince me. Convince me that somebody who has diabetes needs chromium supplements only to get better. They can still maintain the same lifestyle that brought them diabetes, but they take chromium supplements and they become free from diabetes. Please tell me. Oh, I will market your supplements and I promise you, brother, I'll market your supplements. For real. That one I'll do. And it's for free. It's not a paid advert. You know I don't do paid adverts. I'll market it for free. So, step by step, what do you do? What do you do to go back to the drawing board? Number one, it's not difficult to eat healthy. Healthy eating is not expensive. Understand that first. All right? The only challenge is when you're trying to eat healthy and mix with unhealthy, you will spend a lot of money. How much will it cost you to eat just one meal a day and do 6 eggs? If you eat 8 eggs today plus chicken, eggs plus vegetables plus an avocado, and then you do one meal, how expensive is that? As compared to somebody who is eating 3 meals. Eating breakfast like a king, lunch like I don't know what, and supper like a pooper. Is it a pooper, whatever it is? So you tell me, how expensive is it? Even if you're doing 2 meals a day and no carbs, how expensive is it? You don't have sugar in that diet, you don't have alcohol in that diet, you don't have sodas, you don't snack, you don't have seed oils there. You're simply substituting. So how expensive is it? And when you start eating healthy, you will walk into a supermarket and come out without anything. Number 2, start fasting. Nutrition is very important here because nutrition plays the bigger part here. But the most important part also here is fasting. Anybody who eats must fast. Just start fasting. Fasting reconnects you with yourself. It's not a weight loss program, so don't think you will just eat anything and then fast and you attain your goals. No. Fasting is not a weight loss program. Fasting is here to actually help you clean up what you've messed up. Fasting is here to actually clean up even your soul and your spirit. When you're fasting, that's when you are at your highest energy in terms of spiritual aspects and in terms of physical aspects and health. So fasting is a must. Anybody who eats, you must fast. Please, actually, fasting does not mean you just starve the whole weekend. No, leave alone that. Fasting basically means give a gap between your meals. So if you've eaten now, take about 6 hours. Allow the gut to clean up, digest, absorb, send it to the liver, clean up, rest. Now you can bring in new food. Most of you, your guts never rest. They are always like machines. They are always consuming something. You're working like a machine. You're eating like a cow. 23 hours out of 24 hours you're eating. Until you go to bed, you're having a snack at the bedside. Why? Start paying attention to your body. When the body is speaking, listen. All right? Listen. So when you're finding that fever, when you're finding that pain, that symptom is actually the voice of the body. Pay attention to it. All right? And then do the opposite of what you're doing, because what you're doing is actually causing you pain. So do the opposite. Number 3, a very underrated thing, sleeping. Just rest. Rest. That's when the body repairs, rebuilds. That's when the body digests, absorbs. You need to rest. Don't demonize resting. You know, some of us, we are so fixated in our careers. We are thinking if you take one day to sleep, and the moment you just start sleeping, you get unaanza kushtuka. It's like you're missing out on something. Do you ever experience that? I used to experience that sometimes back. That I have I was so I was so into chasing paper to an extent that the moment I just sleep, any deep sleep, I'm shocked that I'm actually sleeping. Why am I even sleeping? Some of you nowadays, Andrew Tate is in your ears. Yeah, Andrew Tate is me saying, hey, you know what? Hey. So you're like, hey, so I should sleep for 3 hours so that I can actually make money like him. That is his life. You have a good life. Bro, all is well. All is well. All is well. Wherever you are, imagine all is well. With that small amount of money that you have afforded a meal, you've not slept outside on the cold. No, you've eaten, you've not slept outside, you've drunk water, you can sleep. Some of you have even afforded the luxury of having sex. You can even afford sex because most of you buy sex. So you can afford it. But you're still anxious about making more money. So what? Then what? Some of us are so busy protecting our careers. We are busy protecting our brands. Hey, you mess up with my brand. I'm like, where we? Yeah. Where we? What brand? You have nothing. You came with nothing. These things are temporary. Aye. Somebody called Tobias here. Let's see what Tobias has to say. Anyway, eat clean, fast, sleep. Make sure hydrate between meals. Anytime you're drinking water, add a pinch of salt. Every time. Let me say this. Every time you're drinking a fluid, leave alone water, a fluid, whether green tea, black coffee, make sure accompanied with salt. Because it's a fluid. Salt must be there. Enjoy fresh air. In Nairobi, it's chaotic. You saw there was an advert that was going around that engines were supposed to be switched for about 4 minutes or so. It is so chaotic in Nairobi. Tear gas is there. There's Nairobi people. Hey, you need to actually make sure if you're working in Nairobi, take a whole weekend and just run away. Go to the village and just breathe new air. Go to the villages and breathe new air. Yes, Tobias.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, talk to me.
I'm a victim of diabetes.
You're a victim of diabetes. What do you mean?
I'm suffering from diabetes type
2. What is that? What is diabetes type 2?
Yeah, I was told that I have insulin resistance. I don't understand well, but I've used a lot of money. So I found really good help from your videos last time.
All right, amazing. So your doctor told you that you have type 2 diabetes, which is basically insulin resistance.
Yeah.
And he didn't explain to you what that is?
I didn't. He didn't. You see, I had some insurance.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of time there and a lot of money was used. Then I left when I was very, very sick as compared to when I was there.
All right. So were you put on any medication?
Yeah, I was put on insulin and I had that drug, so I had to inject myself every day. But eventually I stopped it and I started using diet.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long had you injected insulin?
I went, did for like 1 month and I stopped it because it was now too much. They needed me to inject it every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did your doctor mention where the insulin resistance was actually coming from?
They didn't tell me. The first time I went to some hospital, I don't want to mention it.
Yes.
Yeah, and they told me to go for MRI.
Okay.
They told me that I had a problem with this adrenal gland.
Mm-hmm.
So they wanted me to go for operation.
Okay.
But I could not go, so I told them that I wanted to go for a second, third, and fourth opinion because,
Mm-hmm.
wanted me to go for operation for this adrenal gland, and also they told me that there were some gallstones.
Okay.
So imagine going for operation for 2 organs. I don't know how to survive. So I had to go for opinion. So most of them told me that I had to go.
Okay.
But actually I met a friend and told me that this, let me say, the adrenal gland is a gland.
Mm-hmm.
So all of them are coming from the brain, from pituitary gland to other glands, and there is communication. So it doesn't mean that whenever there's a problem with adrenal gland, it has to be removed. Maybe there are some veins which were not clean, maybe. So I needed to consult a neurosurgeon to explain to me about these glands
Okay.
before deciding to go for operation. But I never went for operation. I just stayed, did a good practice of diet.
Okay.
I avoided most of carbohydrates and some intermittent fasting. So I'm still alive up to today. But what traumatized me most was that I had to measure the blood sugar every morning for 1 month
Mm-hmm.
to report to the doctor.
Okay.
So every time that I was measuring this, I became traumatized because you measure this time, it is 13. When you go back, it is 18. Then you go back, it is 14. So it kept on jumping and falling. So I just decided to live my life that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did the blood sugar stabilize?
I don't know, I've never measured it again. I didn't want to know. I just wanted to live.
Amazing. All right. So how do you feel now, sir?
I'm not very weak, so some other times back, somebody told me that I needed to do a lot of exercise. But most of my time I was just sitting around doing online work.
Yeah.
Yeah, so at some point I could go to the shamba to slash. At some point I could walk like 6 kilometers every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no longer feeling very tired, but I just feel that I'm still sick because at some point I become very tired. At some point I need to use a lot of water, especially during night hours. So I'm just surviving that way. I don't want to go for insulin again.
All right. How old are you?
I'm 48 now.
All right. And what is your current body weight?
The current body weight is now 50. I measured it today, it was 58.
Mm-hmm.
Initially, I was 63.
Yeah.
And it dropped to 84.
Yeah.
And I started gaining weight.
Okay. And
Gradually and now, yeah.
and how many meals do you do in a day?
I'm a poor eater. I can do breakfast in the morning. I only take something like porridge, millet porridge, and some groundnuts, and then I can stay until either midday or even up to evening.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't eat too much.
And what time do you eat in the morning?
In the morning, I normally eat at around 10.
All right. Do you snack in between meals?
No.
All right. So you eat at 10 and the next meal comes in at what time? At 1 or so?
It could be at around 2, or I can just go until evening.
All right.
At around 8.
All right. And do you consume milk or milk tea?
Not very much.
But do you consume it?
Yeah.
How about wheat? Do you eat any wheat product, whether brown or white?
I don't like it. Somebody told me that there's something like gluten. I don't understand, so I just stopped it.
So you don't eat it at all?
I do eat chapati, but occasionally, maybe once a month.
All right.
Not every day.
And is ugali part of your diet?
Yes, ugali is part of my diet.
What about rice?
No, I don't take rice.
All right.
Yeah, whether white or brown, I don't take.
Okay. When was the last time you just did one meal a day?
Today.
You ate at what time?
I ate it at... I just ate it this evening. I was busy somewhere. I didn't go for breakfast. I was just working somewhere, and I came back late.
Okay.
And I did it at 8.
Are you on any medication for any other condition?
No.
What is your favorite fruit?
Fruit?
Yes, your favorite fruit. What is it?
I don't know, because some other times back I was with this Indian. They are called 𝗪𝗧𝗛𝗪𝗘𝗥. And they told me never to take any fruit and anything like viazi or anything which is grown under the ground. For like 3 months, I was not taking anything of that kind. And eventually, just decided to come back and start taking fruits. Because at some point, I just feel that the body needs that fruit. So I like avocado.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't like oranges, but I can take just a little. And also, mango, which is not ripe.
Okay.
It's a bit sour.
I heard you complaining about getting the urge to go to the toilet in the evening, and also the thirst.
Yeah, frequently.
Okay. Do you drink?
I take a lot.
Oh, you take a lot of water?
I wanted to stop taking a lot of water, but you see, my throat normally gets very dry, so I have just to take.
Do you add some salt in your drinking water?
No.
All right.
I just boil it and then I take it.
Do you struggle with vision?
At some point, I have just to increase the light intensity.
Okay. And what is your cooking oil?
I have no choice. I just use these liquid ones.
Oh, the vegetable oils.
Yeah.
And how did you find out about us or me?
There was some, I don't know whether it was TikTok or what we were explaining about blood pressure. Yeah, so I found it about, but I didn't see your name on that. So I shared that video very many times. Still, somebody shared your video. So when I was going through, I just found this one.
Okay.
Yeah, this evening.
All right.
I didn't even know that live.
All right. So how would you want me to be of help to you?
With me, I'm always ready to learn. In case you can give me advice, I'll be very, very, very happy to follow.
All right. All right. Would you say you're a
Yeah.
disciplined person in terms of eating? Are you disciplined, or are you somebody who uh, loses discipline here and there? Are you somebody who has actually stayed on a course for long? Can you?
I can stay, but the only problem was that the type of food that we have in the island. I'm coming from Fangano Island, Lake Victoria, but the
Okay.
food that surrounds us are just like omena, also this Nile perch and tilapia sometimes, and maybe cabbages and sukuma wiki. So I don't have very many choices. At some point, you can fall until you become very hungry.
Mm.
You have to eat something.
All right. Do you make your own meals or somebody cooks for you?
I have my wife. She normally cooks for me.
Amazing. And is she suffering from any health condition, or is just you?
Not only me.
All right. Good. Now, listen, gentlemen, I want you to do this. Number one,
Yeah.
we were just explaining the pillars of healthcare, and I want you to follow them so strictly. Pillar number one is diet. And what should you do about that? One, there are things that you should avoid, and there are things that you should consume. First things first, that cooking oil that you're using, please let it go. The vegetable oils.
Yeah.
Go and find either ghee or tallow. Do you know what tallow is?
No.
Tallow is the beef fat. The fat that comes from beef or that sheep tail fat.
Yeah.
Use those for cooking, whether deep frying or shallow frying. These should be your cooking oils, animal fats.
Okay.
So you can start with ghee as you try to prepare tallow later on. So go and buy ghee. Number two, let ugali, porridge, ngano, let them disappear from your diet. Rice, ugali, and porridge and wheat, let them disappear completely. Substitute that. Use the green bananas, the matoke, all right?
Yes.
Use the butternuts. Use the pumpkin. Use the arrowroot, nduma, and use the beans. Did you know beans are carbohydrates?
Yeah.
And then you can also use sweet
Beans.
potatoes. Yes, beans, maharagwe.
Yes.
So when you eat githeri, you've wasted that food. Anyway, so those are the carbohydrate sources for you. However, because already you're actually experiencing sugar problems, make sure these are still the minimal in your plate, the least in your plate. Just make them 10% of your plate, which means you don't go and heap sweet potatoes in your plate. No, you simply take a small portion of sweet potato, just a piece of sweet potato, a piece of butternut, a piece of pumpkin, a handful of beans, or 2 green bananas. Very minimal in that plate.
Okay.
Now, drop all other cereals except beans. All other cereals, the dengus, whatever they are, drop them totally, and any processed foods. I want you to shift to animal proteins, and I'm glad that in Fangano there's a lot of fish. So I want you to enjoy all animal proteins, both red and white, which means you're going to eat beef, you're going to eat mutton, goat meat. However, when you're buying those meats, let them be fatty meats. You're going to eat chicken, which is kienyeji, and eat plus the skin. You're going to eat eggs in plenty. You're a man, you can do 6 eggs every day, no problem, 6 to 8 if you can. You're going to do organ meats like the liver, the kidneys, the heart, even matumbo can be part of that. You're going to enjoy fish. You're going to enjoy omena. You're going to enjoy every seafood, prawns and all that. However, don't buy fish that has been deep fried in the vegetable oil. Simply buy fresh fish and then cook using these fats, the tallow and the ghee. And now these animal proteins are the ones that are going to take a larger percentage of your plate. 70% of that plate has to be the animal proteins. 10% has to be the carbohydrates. And then you're also going to do all types of vegetables. So do not select so much and be selective on vegetables. Eat all types of vegetables, both the green leafy vegetables and the cruciferous vegetables. And as you do that, also do all organic spices, the garlic, to ginger, turmeric, all of them, including pilipilis. And then, of course, your only fruit shall be an avocado. So that will be your only fruit. All right? So don't eat any fruit except avocados. If there are no avocados in season, don't eat any fruit. That is basically what should be consumed. Now, for your groundnuts, you can only do the groundnuts as a handful before a meal. So do not eat groundnuts with the porridge. We've done away with the porridge. So you can do groundnuts, but only a handful before a meal. Now that means you're only going to take 2 meals a day. Your first meal shall come in at noon, from 12 noon to 1 p.m. And then your second meal shall come in from 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. latest. So those are 2 meals. In these 2 meals, that comes in the evening, make it, add a carbohydrate in that meal in the evening. All right? So you'll have a meal that has no carbohydrates at noon. For example, 6 eggs, vegetables, avocado, or chicken, veggies, avocado, or fish, veggies, avocado, no carbohydrate. Your second meal comes in the evening, and that meal has a portion of carbohydrate. So it can be the same meal as the one that you ate at noon. Fish, fish, chicken, chicken, no problem. But add a carbohydrate in the evening meal, because you'll have a longer period of burning it out of the system. All right? And then you can do about 4 days of 2 meals a day. 4 days of your choice. But 3 days, just do 1 meal a day, and that meal comes in the evening. And when you're doing 1 meal a day, don't do any carbohydrate. Make it a 0 carbohydrate diet. And as you sit down to eat at noon, and these days that you're doing 1 meal a day, eat to satisfaction, because there's no carbohydrate in it. And then start walking. Get out of that seat that you're doing, you're working from home and all that. You can work from home and still get your workouts done. So at least do about 3 days of a long walk. Just do a walk in the evening, about 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, and so, and come back. And then take a cold shower, eat your meal, take about 2 hours before going to bed, and then go to bed. So latest time for you to go to bed is about 10:30 or 11, because you need sleep for this process also. At the same time, anytime you're drinking water, add a pinch of salt, because you're getting dehydrated for drinking water. You're just drinking water and then you're flushing it out through urine. And that's why you get back to getting thirsty. So what you should do, anytime you drink water, any glass of water, a cup like this of water, add in a pinch of salt. It doesn't have to taste salty, just add a pinch of salt, or lick the salt and then drink the water, so that the salt helps you to retain the water in the body, and that is adequate hydration. Also, that will limit your ways of going to the toilet, your numbers of times that goes to the toilet. Cut out the sugars totally. Cut out milk and milk tea. Is this something you can do?
Yeah.
Yes, take yourself on a journey of about 8 weeks and see what happens to you, brother. I wish you well.
Yeah, I was of this request. Is there a way in which you can list to me all this so that I follow them as I go along? Because it has been a long list and I've just captured a few.
So imagine this, sir. Imagine this. I am online. I decide to do your free consultation online, and then I have to sit down and write all these things and send it to you. Am I doing myself justice? I'm even doing you justice.
But I can't pay at I do them.
Yeah.
But I cannot capture all this. So if you say that you need to be paid for your time, I can do that.
Well, it's not about the pay, it's about the time. And honestly, if you want to book an online consultation with me or a physical consultation, you can use the contact that I've just shared.
Yeah.
There's a contact that I've just shared. You can actually get to my office through that. 0707 and 07 again 4722. 0707 07 4722. Use that contact to book an appointment. You can send a text on WhatsApp. They will respond to you, and then we can have that conversation in details.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've just taken my phone. Let me write 07.
07 07. So 07 07 07, and then 47 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
47 22.
So send a text on WhatsApp. They will respond to you tomorrow.
Okay, no problem. Thank you very much.
Good, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much also for coming through. Amazing.
Okay, thanks.
Good.
Okay.
Good. So yeah, amazing, amazing. So ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to end this. You wanna? Hey, you people are difficult. But anyway, yeah, we hope that he gets better and he can come back and share his story. So thank you so much. Ugali ya wimbi. Now I always ask people, do you think mwili yako inajua ugali ya wimbi? You know, when I tell people to drop ugali, everybody's quick to tell me, what about brown ugali? I'm like, your body does not know colors, your body does not know wimbi. Your body knows glucose. So if you're already suffering from glucose problems like diabetes, what has ugali ya wimbi has to do with you? What will it help you with? Itakusaidia aje? First time here, where is this doctor at? I am here. I am here online, I am everywhere. But most importantly, if you're asking where to find me, you can find me through that office contact. You can book an appointment. We can see you in Nairobi. So I'm always in Nairobi at the end of the month. So our physical consultations always come in the last week of the month and the first week of the month in Nairobi. He sounds to be very new to the platform. Yes, he's very new. He was referred to the platform. He doesn't even know the disease that he's actually suffering from. He just knows it's insulin resistance. That's why he's even calling the adrenal gland the adrenaline gland. Of course, he has a point because the gland produces adrenaline, but it's not the adrenaline gland. It's the adrenal gland. You are off on Facebook. Yes, I ended the live on Facebook because I had to. We are finishing anyway. Is kefir milk good? About what is good and what is bad, I mean, I didn't say it's bad. I don't say it's good. I'm just saying if you have to make kefir, do not boil the milk. Do not boil the milk. That's a mistake people do. They boil the milk. So when you boil the milk, you've rendered it useless. Let him watch more of your videos. All what you have said is on YouTube. Imagine that. Imagine that. Every single thing I've done is on YouTube. But they will get a small piece of video that I've cut from the live, a short. Posted it, they run to actually start asking questions. I'm like, my friend, this is a small video on YouTube. You can simply go and enjoy the whole live. I don't boil milk. Thanks for replying. You're welcome. Hi, can I fast while breastfeeding? Yes. A fast is not a 48-hour fast. You can actually do an intermittent fast. You can do a 16-8, which is 2 meals a day. And listen, there's no tube that connects the nipple to the stomach. So the more you eat does not mean you'll produce more milk. No. Right? Yeah. It has to be processed to actually give you milk. And that processing happens all over until it gets to the areola part, the dark part of the nipple where they have fat globules that actually process the milk. So you can do 2 meals a day and you'll be fine with breastfeeding. Only realize this, the psychology plays a very important part. The position of actually holding the baby when you're breastfeeding, the latching position, basically pushing the entire nipple into the child of the baby so that you prevent them from getting all those colic and all that. Yes, and then eat clean and then fast and then do the rest. Sleep, enjoy the sun, have some exercises you do. Don't just sit there just because now you gave birth. You start telling us 4 years down the line, it's baby fat. It's baby fat. It's not. It is your food fat. All right? Doc, most people do up to 6 meals, especially in office setups, because of the numerous snacking. Look, listen, sir, Alpha Bright. I don't know if it's so, madam. Alpha Bright. This is what happens. In government setups, I'm part of that. I see that all the time. You eat at home, breakfast like a king. And of course, you do so much wheat. 2 hours down the line, you're yawning like a mongoose. You're yawning like crazy. You're yawning until you produce the tears. So that happens all the time. So at 10, there's this mama who brings in breakfast. Yeah, there's tea at 10. If you're lucky, they bring at 8 and then bring at 10. But mostly they bring at 10 because they know you've drunk at home. At 11, you're yawning again. You want lunch. They bring lunch at 12:30. You close all the windows and all the offices. You go out for lunch. You eat your rice and beans or chapati and beans. It's sad. Oh, thank you all for bread. So at lunch, you're eating. That's the third meal. You come back at 3. There is 4 o'clock tea. Before that, you had snacked on biscuits and some fruit pudding and stuff. On your way home, you're actually snacking on something else. And then home you get there, you sit down and again eat your ugali and all these vegetables and 2 pieces of meat. Because the doctor said red meat will cause you problems. That's the third meal. No, that's the sixth meal. And then you have a bedtime snack because you know you have diabetes and insulin is bringing you problems. So you have to take a bedtime snack. And the cycle continues. And you're wondering, how am I not recovering from diabetes? Of course, because you're feeding diabetes. How can you eat 5 meals a day? When does your gut rest? Does it even find time to process some things? Does it? It must process things. All right? So please don't be that type of person. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for us to call it a night. I appreciate all of you for being here. Simply remember the basics, that the one who distracted you is the one who is exploiting so much money from you. So start asking him questions. All right? That doctor, ask him questions. He went to school to be conditioned to come and condition you. Now he has conditioned you successfully. He has distracted you from common sense. You've become an intellectual, but you're an educated fool. So now it's time for you to regain back your power. Go take your power back from the doctors. Ask them questions. Don't take any medication without knowing the diagnosis. Know where the diagnosis is coming from. Don't just be told the genes and all that. Ask questions, all right? Because genes are not just enough. So keep on asking those questions. Drop the fear. You deserve better. You deserve information. And we shall be here to provide that information. And you can use our videos to actually ask doctors more questions. All right? Question them. The same way you question me on every video I put out. Question them. So that all of us get in harmony. You deserve better. We deserve better. I wish you well. Have a good night. We'll see you on Friday on Identity Fridays. A show that you don't want to miss on Uncle Chile platform on YouTube. Meanwhile, go and subscribe on our platforms. Book an appointment with us. Buy our merchandise to support other people that are actually behind me. I thank you all for being an amazing audience. Have a good Monday night or morning or afternoon and enjoy your time. Thank you and see you next.